Hi, I'm Medina City Manager Scott Neal, and you're watching On the Job, the show where we take you behind the scenes to introduce you to the city employees that keep Edina going and show you some things you can only learn on the job. We're in City Hall today, and we're in the IT suite, where we're going to introduce you to our GIS Coordinator, Anna Denon. Anna, it's good to meet you.
Good to see you.
Hey, tell us a little bit about your job here.
Yeah, I'm the GIS Coordinator. GIS stands for Geographic Information Systems, and it's a type of digital mapping and analysis that allows us to share really great stories, not only with residents, but also helps staff members do their work more efficiently.
How long have you been doing this work for us?
So I am just coming up on 5 years in February.
5 years. Wow.
Yeah.
So do you work with all different kinds of departments here? And
Yeah.
What are some things you could tell us about that you're working on right now?
This year has been really heavy on like public safety, but we've also had regular updates to things like our precinct mapping for voting, zoning map updates, and just all sorts of things.
So I can imagine there's a line of people outside your cube and they want to come in here and ask you their question to see if you can help them. Is that kind of how it works?
Yeah, and the more successful projects that we've had, the more people kind of hear about GIS and what it can do, and so the interest has definitely gone up with time.
Yeah, okay. Well, can you show me, I mean, one of the aspects of this show is people show me their job, and maybe I can even do it. I'm not sure that I want to touch this high-grade computer stuff that you have here, but could you show us a little bit more about how you do your job and maybe what we're looking at here?
Yeah. So what we're looking at is kind of where everything begins in GIS. This is our database that holds all of our geographic information. So for instance, if we take a look at these address points, we can see
our city.
There's actually
the outline of the city.
Individual points of where all the addresses are, and then if you look at the table, you can see the attribute information that's associated with it.
Okay.
And we have a lot of products that residents would probably be familiar with. They can find all of those on our city website, but some of the ones that they might be most familiar with are like our residential recycling on organics map lookup. So this is where people can enter their address and find out what day they have pickup. So for instance, this address on Mirror Lakes, they get pickup on Friday.
Okay, and that shows their whole schedule for the rest of the year too.
Yeah, so when pickup is skipped for holidays, they can see that information right there as well. So it's very popular, and we update it annually. Another one that people might be interested or have seen is the Park Finder. So again, you can type in your address or just click anywhere on the map, and then it will search our park data. And so this park data is coming from the geodatabase, and they can click on the park and see what kind of amenities are there available at the park. One other one that I know is very popular is the development tracker.
Yeah.
So a lot of people come here to look at this and get updates about what projects are going on in the city.
So this map shows, with the red dots, are projects that are under construction or might be coming under construction, something like that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So if you don't know what's happening in your neighborhood, you could come to this and check out that dot, and it'll tell you what the project is.
Yeah, and you can get a link to Better Together Edina too if you want to provide any public comment. So it's a great tool to see what's going on near you.
So if I can come to this map and I can click on a dot and it tells me that there's a building there, I know you can also do that with something as small as a fire hydrant, right? How do you know? How do you know that there's a fire hydrant right there and you've got it on the map at the right spot?
Yeah, so we get a lot of our initial data from like as-built that come from the engineering department. But sometimes those can only get you so far. You occasionally need to go out and do actual field verification.
Okay.
So we make a lot of maps that various departments use to go
Okay.
do that field verification.
Okay.
But I just found today a couple of addresses over at 50th and France that need to be field verified.
So is that something we could go out and field verify today?
I think so.
That would be great. All right, let's go. All right, we were just at your cube. We were looking at the data on your computer, and now we're going to come down here, aren't we? And we're going to compare what's on the ground to what we saw on your computer, right?
Yeah.
All
So we're at 50th and France. We've got a couple of address points, and we're just refining their location. So here's one. And what's kind of nice about doing it this way is we get to have the actual name of the location, which is useful for public safety. If somebody calls in
Okay.
to 911, they can just search by the business name rather than the address.
Okay.
Because a lot of times people don't know the actual address.
Right,
They just
right.
know
They know the name of the
place.
store they're looking for.
Yeah. Although I sometimes use like Google Maps, or we have aerial imagery to do these updates, like in this kind of an
Yeah,
area,
yeah.
it's hard to do that from aerial imagery alone. So that's why coming out into the field is super useful.
Well, Anna, this has been really interesting for me as a civilian. I know a little bit about GIS, but I'm the kind of person that comes to you and says, here's my problem, help me fix it, right?
Yeah.
And that's who I see. You are a great problem fixer. You're a great contributor to our team. So we're really happy you're on our team. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
joining us
Yes,
here.
thank you.
And thanks for giving me this tour and for letting me take a look at your job.
Yeah, thank you.
You've been watching On the Job, a show where we take you behind the scenes and introduce you to the city employees that keep it going and show you some things you can only learn on the job.